Hello. Let's relax, immerse yourself in emotional stories, and explore the world of learning English through stories. Don't forget to press the sign up button and sound the alarm. Don't miss any new stories.
Then with self-evident arguments, I bring out the excuses I always used to let her go. I want to go to college too. But even if you study, you can try and get in. It doesn't mean I will find a good company to work for. If you're lucky enough to get into a reputable company. But the world now, can you live in such a company forever? No one knows in advance. So don't just try to get into college. You can also get a degree. Maybe it's better to make it real. I think many people have understood this from the beginning. Then we don't have to push ourselves too hard to learn. I didn't like it myself. But if you choose to go to vocational school, I didn't know I wanted to follow the work of which array. Then you can choose your own school. Then you have to go back to the path you've been on. At first, there was another year. I don't think I've figured out what I want to do. So maybe I still have to study for college. Currently, I still can't decide what I want to do. But I'll find out. I want to succeed in the future. What to do to achieve that success? I think I'm going to college to find out. I answered for a guy. I don't understand why, because I don't think about it. I want her to impress me. It's not like other kids who are forced to learn. I want to show that I'm a capable person. Can calmly analyze the social situation. I thought I would get good results. Listen to what I say. Haruka didn't raise her eyebrows once. Then she suddenly reached out and took my hand. That sudden act made my heart throb. I just felt a little nervous. The heartbeat will pass through. When Haruka discovered it, his heart rate was racing. Come here. She dragged me and the two of us to the library's reading room. It's very quiet inside. No one said anything. There was a rush of feet eating throughout the room. The reading order is full of self-study students. There's only room for one more. There's no other way. We took a chair from somewhere else. Then try to add more. You two have to sit next to each other. The seat is so small, the shoulders almost touch each other. This is the first time I've been this close to a girl. Hair Haruka scented shampoo Iseo Love. The smell is pleasant. I suddenly remembered that I was worried that I didn't have. Do you feel sweaty when you ride your bike? My heart is beating again and again, like I want to get out of my chest. I heard Haruka whispering in my ear. Sister, let's play a game. That's right, game. Haruka's eyes sparkled. I panicked again, for fear that your heart will be hurt. The smell of sweat she felt was gone. Haruka tore 2 sheets of paper from the carry-on notebook. Give me one and say. Now write it down on this paper. The places I want to go. What I want to train. Things to try in the future. Just write everything down for me. What's still vague isn't clear. Just what you're interested in. It's good if you can do it. I forbid you to think about whether it will work. In short, keep interested. You can dream big or small. Just write it all out. This one page has 15 lines. 2 things per line. Write on both sides in front of the back. You will get all 60 things. Whoever finishes writing first wins. Wait, you said that suddenly. Can I write right away if you win? Let's go out. Is it okay? I thought meeting like this was a date. But she didn't think so. That makes me a little hopeful. But one word from her. That thank you will be 1 million, right? We use money to pay for thanks. Use money to pay for thanks. I repeated her words like a parrot. In my mind before. It's simply to get what you want. We have to use money. I've never thought further to retort that truth. That's right, if you don't buy it. You have to make this hamburger yourself. Again blowing the fire on me. From the beginning, why? Have to prepare bread and minced meat and onions. Right, can't you? If that's the case, you still have to buy it with the money. That's extremely difficult. Try to think about why. Think about what you have to do now. The first is to find the cow. That's right. Let's start there. If you don't find I, it will take you days. In exchange, if I win, you have to listen to me. Go around looking for. It could be dangerous. Sometimes we get discouraged until we find a new one. Yes, but they're all really tired. You have to think about what happens after that. If you want to make bread, you have to grow wheat. That's it. It's been a year. I also need onion salad. If you have to do it all yourself, it's hard. That's right. You also need grease to make cheese. What are the conditions? What kind of spices? Like salt or pepper, it takes work. If you want more eggs, you have to raise chickens. The more I think I see. It's hard to make a hamburger format, but now you're holding a cheeseburger. The result of that hard work. Put it in your mouth. I see. It's something we should be grateful for. You see, I have to thank everyone. I haven't said it yet. Don't worry. One by one. Did you contribute to the production of that cake? Haruka's eyes lit up. It's like that. Real. I want to thank each of them. But we can't. Meet everyone who can say thank you. Instead, we pay for the last one. Take all the work and give it to yourself. That's not a very difficult condition. That's why we have 180 thanks. I'm going to give 180 thanks to each of you. Everyone who helped make it. That's not true, for example. Lettuce growers. I can't hear or receive your thanks. But they got the yen back from you. The flow of money in this world. That's what Baba taught me. How to raise. Or give up and go home. I wanted to race with her now. I have to win this game somehow. Of course, if you win, you can date Haruka. But more than that, even though it's a game, I don't want to lose either. That's how it was at that age. So I just asked her a question. Just bought some time. To be able to think of more things to write about. I want to ask you this again. I won't let you buy that kind of time. People have seen my cat. With a quick laugh, she started a bad game. I spat out that sentence before I could even think about it. You just don't look like a man. I was slow to pick up the pen. The two of us gathered, ran out of hair, and did our best to write. Sometimes I have to stop. Let go of your hands. Stiff hands because of lactic acid puree. Waving your hands. Put your hands together and screw forward. Then I can keep racing. The closer you get to the middle, the harder it is to write. My hands are getting worse. I sometimes stop to think for a moment, then keep writing. Until there are only 5 more. I stare through the handwriting and she laughs to me. Oh, we're about to win. Time to think about it. I had another thought. This game was suggested by her. Should be sure. She used to write these things every day. And then again. She seems to think carefully. Then write one thing at a time. I was worried about what I wrote. In the paper I wrote there were things like, it's a luxury car with a driver, for example. To Haruka. See if she's laughing at me for being so childish. Haruka must have written something serious and mature. I'm sure I won this game anyway. The other 5 I want to think about carefully. Choose your big dreams. And I also finished the list. The last thing is a childhood dream. I was also embarrassed and never told anyone. Always buried in my heart. To become a famous painter. The game ends with me winning. I just stopped writing. Haruka also stopped writing, even though it was unfinished. I finished writing well, I lost. Haruka laughed and said, let's go over there. She signed with me. Both stood up from their chairs. Once again back to the library. Jesus has won. Just like we promised to date. Wait, you don't want to date me? It's not that. It's just that I didn't understand everything. There have been unexpected developments. Let me reorganize my thinking for a moment. Why did you suddenly ask me to play that game? Because I have something I want you to understand. She laughed back. It's because I didn't understand that I asked. Think for a moment and start talking. Last time I saw Bar. Bar introduced the book for me. It's the same book you've read. What I need is definitely in that book. And then after I finish the book, I was told to do this. That's what the two of us did. Write a list of your life. List of life. That's right. Write down all the things you want to achieve. In life, where I want to go. What I want to do. My dream to become a reality. Work to try. In short, life only happens once. If you wanted to do something, before closing your eyes, hands. Don't try to think if you can do it. Just write it out. Why do you suddenly want to write a list of your life? Hurry up, because you said you haven't figured out what you want in life. What else? I just want to confirm. But that doesn't seem like it. Human life is at least 65. What I want to do is, well. Then I choked my voice. Susuk. You promise me that you know everything. Will it become a reality? It's good if you can, but it can't hurt because... Harry interrupted me and continued. Please take my question seriously. I asked if it might or might not hurt. If all that has just been written, it will become a reality. Are you happy or not? Smiling, happy answer, of course. Haruka said with a smile, I am happy too. What does she mean by me too? I'm glad that all my dreams can come true. Or because I'm starting to practice making her happy while I'm thinking about it. If you ask her, the story goes on. But that list is not a list. That's good if you can. If the list is decided, it will be done. It's real. One can only be assured of one thing in life. There's only one thing, and that's when I'm going to die. There are other things that no one can promise. That's why we can use that as a reason to not get everything on the list. They're in short, whether we have a way to do it or not. To the people who found that method, people who can act with attitude, it will definitely work. Remember, it's also written in the book. Me up for an hour. I actually saw this in that book. Keep your faith. Lipstick in our dream of the future. Bring your enthusiasm towards it. And do what you need to do. It doesn't matter how big the dream is. Once I made a vow, we'll surely achieve the wish. If the success rate is low, we can change it. It's not just in analytics or act intelligently awake. It's also in thoughts. The mind goes back to the mind. I was impressed, to the point of underlining that part as well. That is, until Haruka points it out. It's still just a passive thought in my head. I thought I had found a great book. But provide my thoughts. It hasn't changed at all. It's so annoying. I look at my head and the trumpet sets my thoughts. Susuk, did you say this before? I haven't decided yet what I want to do in the future. That's why. So I can't decide my way. Go well. I think that's normal. Because AI has more than one thing to do. But what wants to do is what wants too much. People become high again unconsciously given that. I can't force myself to choose one of them. So, just because I'm about to graduate, I get kicked out of school. So I chose a career at random. It's called my future dream. Life is precious only once. That's right, that hit my heart hard. And even so, there's no doubt about it. What I want to do. They think it's obvious to live like that. Maybe I'm becoming that person myself. Haruka's promise. Loose in every rope. In the silk that's been wrapped around my heart for so long, It's true that everyone is different. If you have to live a life like that, it's miserable. It's forced to decide one thing. Want to do in the future? It's no different. I am choosing a life like that. That's right. But the whole list of 60 things I wrote down, this world does not overlap with any. Who is different? If you make this list a target, create your own life. You decided to give yourself a life. Except you. No one else can live for anything. If you live that way, each one will be able to live in the spirit. Show off your true abilities. Each one is different. So set a goal in life that belongs only to you. Only I can create. It's natural, isn't it? That's right, but many parents only expect their children quickly choose a job. I thought it would be good for the children's future. Baba, I said that. The teachers at school too. Keep forcing me. You must quickly choose your desired future. But many people have great success in life, instead of fast. Decide early on what you want to do and move on. Mostly. They can do everything they want to do. In life should. Instead of forcing yourself. Decide immediately what you want to do. People who have a lot of things they want to do and freaking out about it, like Susuk. You can succeed in that future. That's right, if it's Susuk. You? I'm going to make all the things I write become a reality. I laughed and cried in response to her. I am not used to compliments. So frankly. So there's no other way. In addition to laughing to feel the awkward feeling. That ham is good. That's it. I need to seriously reconsider again. See what I want to do in my life. Haruka naturally reacts as if encountering the smell of rotten meat. She must have noticed what I said, Oi. Not really. This girl is a pure heart, like a child. You can believe without a doubt in miracles. It's very new to me, Haruka's words. There's a little bit of a child mixed with a little bit of an adult. Make a deep, mysterious impression. Come on, I think you're good. What you say? It's all about what a normal high school student does. Never thought of. Yes, but I borrowed all my words. To be honest, at first I was also unconscious. I want to choose another career. Somehow, but if so, you can't live life as yourself. But I explained that. Living life as yourself. It keeps coming back to my heart. It seems that my lifestyle has always been. Always think of it as a kind of vague happiness. But it can't be reached. My heart reacts honestly to every word Haruka says. I feel like I want to live a life. I can reach out my hand for all of that. Why? Haruka happily clasped her hands together in a joyful manner. It's decided. What did Haruka suddenly say? I will help Sushuk make his dreams come true. At SAO. While I'm still confused. Haruka took out a red paper from her pocket. If you look closely, it's actually a piece of paper. Haruka wrote something that was the white side of the paper. And then you're going to fold it into a shape. Funny face to strange. Bar has taught me a lot of methods. To be able to build for a wonderful life. Only I can do it myself. But I've never told anyone. Haruka's hands are still working non-stop. I think if I told Jesus these things, it will definitely help your future. If Jesus doesn't blame me, I'll tell you. Is it okay? I don't blame you. If there really are such methods. I want to ask you right away. Good, I'm glad you said that. If you say you don't need, I don't know how to do it. Haruka said that with a smile. She'd already picked up a little red plane, the second lesson. Know how to make dreams come true. The second life list. Even if it is. You did it once before me. Why did you lose to me on purpose? Haruka shook her head and said, how to write a list of lives. It depends on each person. And in every book. Give them the methods. To catch things. They want. That is why I've tried some bias. If so, maybe he feels good, so I'll show you something. It's not as easy as you think. What I want, I know. But write down how many things. And just rely on them. It's not going to be as easy as you think. He said it was impossible to achieve everything so easily. If so, this is a method that didn't work. At first, I thought so too, but a lot of successful people have introduced it. This method. There are also many development plans attached to it. Let's give you an example. Right. It's like setting limits for each item. Or focus on the whole rather than the content. For example. Yeah, I get it. Then rely on one thing. We can turn everything. Everything comes true in an interesting way. What? Well, that's the second life list. Monday. Yeah, but they're not the same thing. I made a completely new list. I made my second list today. So I'm just a new guy. There's no such thing as deliberately losing. What's the difference between the first and second lists? I've put everything on the first list. If the second list. It's just things that don't matter, whatever you like. It's true that they were written out for the same purpose, the second list. It is also a list of things I want to do, but the role. The second list is quite different. It is also about knowing more about yourself. So the second list I wrote today. It's a qualitative list. The core of the action. To make what I want come true. Or in other words, if I make more content in it, it's going to be a list of actions to make dreams come true well. I don't understand anything. Let me show you the list I wrote. Haruka said that and handed me the paper. What is this? You see the difference, huh? But this one, it's not really a list of things I want to do,
Want to achieve.
it's a list of things I want to help people with. Achieve success. That's right. But that,
These are also things I want to do in my life. I let go for an hour.
it sounds like the notes are out of tune, but at the same time, I looked at the list.
The list she knows.
A feeling of unease that's creeping in.
I see.
I don't need the bed nail to soak me in. The list I wrote It's all just what I want to do.
Just what I want to get.
The second list is what I want to do. Someone else can make this list.
But I said that.
We will also do it one by one.
What was written out? In the first list.
This second list seems unrelated. But they're actually two sides of a coin, unified into the same body.
Have you ever taken out a piece of blue paper? While I'm still alive. Compare the two lists together. She wrote something. It's interesting.
Show me.
She wrote.
Give list and receive list. Give list and receive list. That's right. We have to make a list for both.
For example, take a look at this. 2 sheets of list. I write and I write.
Then point to each one.
One of my lists goes like this. Received a patent.
A product that's causing fever all over the world. And yours knows.
I want to reduce the burden of ghosts.
Haruka continues the story.
Like the washing machine.
Someone who wants to reduce the burden on his wife.
What else was invented? Since then, due to the strong enthusiasm,
I want to help the women of the world.
it could be more fun.
To ease the burden of domestic work.
So,
We've been doing a lot of research to invent it.
the kind of products that cause fever all over the world. The washing machine is not like that. I didn't say anything.
Nods with understanding and concern. Haruka continued, that is what I taught you. The first list. Write about what you want to achieve.
It's not what we live day to day for. So why really?
Our goal must be achieved. It's on the second list.
What you can do yourself for others.
Take those things seriously every day. Today is also such a day.
We have to make an effort to do it.
It's what I wrote in the second list. That's why I couldn't do it.
Meaning,
The first list is full of big dreams. That's why we don't know every day.
what do I have to do to get there?
As a result, we did nothing to achieve it, so let each day go by hopelessly. I don't know what to do towards my dreams. That's right, if there's a second list, I will write a lot of things.
I can do it. Right in the present moment. We will wait. Every day when you know you can accomplish something. If you live like that.
Obviously, at some point, we will reach for our big dreams.
Put it on the first list. If every day.
We're all trying to turn what's on the list.
The second life.
Become a reality. We're on our way at the same time.
Turn what's on the first list.
Become a reality.
That. What is it?
I can only think of myself. It's so embarrassing.
Me too. On the first list, write whatever you want.
Then I thought if I could achieve it all.
How good my life would be. But it's different now.
Haruka grabbed the paper she had written. It's still in my hands.
She looked at him and said,
Same with the first list I wrote. I want this. I want that. All of my dreams for myself.
but if I get something from the people around, I'd like to do something special for them. I've never been able to do that before. I didn't even think I'd make it. But the list I wrote today is different. If you make it a goal to try.
Same with what I wrote before. I dare not claim to be everything. But I have a feeling that, at some point, I will achieve too. Of course, I have the same thoughts as her.
When I finished writing that list,
I still think this is a game. I don't think I can accomplish everything.
even to be honest.
I even saw those things. It's this stupid fantasy thing.
But now, I feel the passion in me again.
The existence of this second list. That's the key. There are many dreams written on the first list. Become a reality.
I feel it numbing in my flesh. A promise is a promise.
You won you the right to date me. I won't bother you nothing.
I'm so happy.
Even if I lose this game, I want to try it with you too. It is so much fun.
But I still have a question. If you win, what are you going to ask me to do?
She laughed and told me.
I want you to make a second list for me. God, if that's so.
I'm going to want to repeat that list.
Just like you said. I have a feeling too.
If I could write out a second life list,
I'll make the dreams on the first list
become a reality.
You seem to think so too. I'm having so much fun.
But this even completes the second list.
It's not enough. I want to make my life a reality.
It is important too.
It's about taking action, right?
Right from now on.
Of all the things we can do,
There will be things that take years to do. There are also things that must be many years later. Not sure what else has been done.
but what we have to stress first is that that's what we can do today.
What we can do today is right. These things can be done today, on that second list. I actually have to do it today.
Like that. We have to check that list once a day. What can I do today, for example?
It's not just watching. We can write more things that we can fix. Adjust it too. Because innovating what we can do is also very important.
Important, but the most important thing is,
No matter how much the list changes, we still have to do what we can do. Today in a kind way. That's right. When I wrote the second list, I'll try to split up.
things I can do today.
For others. What I want to do for others.
In the future,
Try it. Haruka's smile seemed cold and a bit funny.
You see something strange?
Shizuka, you were more honest than I thought you were. I'm normal. This is special.
But the new KI letter is equal to 3 talented letters.
It's not because of the effort. To be able to succeed. Many people have tried to think. You have to rely on your courage.
But actually, successful people,
they don't just teach people about effort. It's more about the letter.
It's the first time I've heard this.
I often mention bar. I'm stuck with the concept. Haruka brought the blue paper with the words.
The delivery list and the pickup list folded into a plane.
I seem to be talking quickly.
Crafting has become her habit.
Then to be able to achieve a lot of success.
We need to help a lot of people.
That's why so many organizations were created.
With the sincere purpose of helping people. People who really believe in that advice.
They think they can succeed.
And also join hands with the desire to help others right. On the contrary,
there are people who take care.
Efforts to achieve his goal.
A lot of people are psychopathic.
Want to succeed.
It's based on your own ability.
Of course, that's something that takes effort.
But if you only try for your dreams. No. Not paying attention to the opinions of others, people will become lonely. The people around.
No longer willing to help them. Successful people know that.
They have that success.
Thanks to the help of so many people.
That's right, so he succeeded.
They take the letter very seriously. I understand, but... You know, I always tell you these things. Or I say, oh, really?
Haruka didn't he say anything, just smiled. New KI letters with bar letters tie. I feel like I understand. Haruka laughed more brightly than ever before. It's time for me to go home.
When you get back, what are you doing?
You two haven't even met in an hour.
I was surprised to ask.
There's nothing busy either.
My mother will be home by noon.
If I'm not home right now, it's going to bother me. My MOM would pile up questions like,
where are you going to meet someone? What to do?
I'm a little upset with the mother. I like to keep my 17-year-old daughter. It's like a phoenix. You've all said it.
Don't be too protective of me. But for my mother, whatever happens.
You're always insecure now. But there's work that can't be left behind. The house is only me.
That's why my mother was so worried, of course.
I don't want to worry my mother anymore.
You should be a little more patient.
So I can have a little more fun.
I get it. You're so sweet.
Then we'll never be able to date.
I'm always free.
As soon as possible. Be here at 9:00 tomorrow morning.
9 o'clock is fine. I'll meet you here at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I'm happy to look forward to it.
Me too.
Haruka held out the blue plane in her hand.
For you, thank you.
Something that happened suddenly. I don't have time to think about anything. Haruka still laughed and waved at me and walked away. Follow them and let me see you off. My gaze keeps on watching people's shadows. Then fight with yourself.
I finally avoided the opportunity to speak. Turn the bike against her silhouette and go home.
That night, I quickly wrote out the second list. Take care of what you want to do for others in life.
The more writing, the more I feel that another self exists.
Something I never realized before.
A startling discovery.
I know I want to be one.
Let anyone have the opportunity to meet.
It all feels great to know someone like that.
My friends who read it would laugh at my nose. Make your MOM happy with this too.
I don't just write,
but seriously think about how to do it. What to do today's me. It was the first time since birth. Out, boy.
I'm thinking carefully.
What I can do for my MOM. More than that, though, thinking.
Someday, I will make my MOM happy, for was vague somewhere in my head.
But I've prioritized thinking about it. How should I do with my life? How to make me happy?
I thought it was obvious.
So the thought at some point.
It's not total. I want to avoid words like future or sometime.
It doesn't take a moment. I realized. Let's think about what we can do today.
Even if it's just one day, we can do a lot of things. Make my mother feel happy. This list is full of stuff I must be surprised too.
If someone you know can read it,
they wouldn't believe it either.
A guy like me can write things.
Hypocrisy cries so imaginative.
Do you really think it's worth it? This way of life is rare.
But no matter what anyone says,
these are the things that I really know, in the mind. I really want to be useful to everyone.
People. The one who was most surprised.
Maybe it's me. When I finish the second list, I open the blue plane again, Haruka.
Give it to me. At the breakup crashed into the words.
The list given and the list recorded in it. Maybe the second list is the list.
A list of things I can do for others.
And the first list.
I write in the morning at the library.
Is the receiving list. It's the result of the list. What I get from others. If you think like that.
That was until I met Haruka. Still just a guy.
Choose only one thing to achieve.
Try to achieve your own goals in life.
Just like Haruka said. This time.
It's an important period.
Let me define my path to the future.
I've unconsciously forced myself to choose.
If you choose to do this, you should go to vocational school. If by career,
it would be best to go to this college. To find the only way. So I can't decide anything. Nothing can be done.
Just stand there at one point and worry about it. What I do.
But that night was different. I feel life in front of me.
With ever more open goals. The book I wrote originally came out. These are no longer dreams.
I lay in bed, feeling again an emotion that I haven't seen in a long time.
Since childhood.
The feeling of the heart dancing, looking forward to the future.
Then I stare at the dark ceiling. Open up that feeling again. Starting tomorrow. Let's live a different life than before.
If I could bring that feeling of wonder to a child.
Sinking into a dream. That's good.
But there's one thing that's stuck in my head. that I can't sleep. Of course, it's about Haruka.
It seems that Haruka is currently living with her mother, and she's somewhere else.
To come back after the summer vacation is over.
She said she had to choose whether to live with Aya.
I'm not interested either.
Go deeper into that story.
Because this is not the subject. People should touch a lot.
Just the thing. Will she stay in this town for a long time? It's extremely important to me. Haruka, which side will be good?
I can't even dream about Haruka.
Will stay in this town for me.
That thought is so illusory.
I laughed at myself. Know that it's impossible.
But if you change your mind, right from the start, by adults, children's lives have to change.
That's too much.
I wrapped myself in a blanket.
Your mind is wandering around at exactly one point.
Thinking about being with Haruka all day, I realized I didn't know anything about her.
For example, the red folding airplane. She didn't give it to me at first. She brought it home.
I don't know what's written there. But I'm even more interested.
Those are the sentences.
The first word on Haruka's list.
Wrote,
I want to help important people who have always supported me make dreams come true.
Yeah, that's my top concern. Since Haruka.
Show me the list she wrote in the library. These words can't be cut off from 100 minds.
Important people have always supported me, so who is it?
I couldn't have thought that person was me.
That's Haruka.
He said he'll help me make my dreams come true. There is also a promise. Dating with me. I'm also capable. Become her important person.
In the future. But what do you think?
It's all the way to that point. I just lay in bed with my own worries.
The ticking of the clock echoing by the air. A quiet night like a tropical night. Mention to remember.
A white paper with the name of the book Haruka left behind. The day we first met. There are also many folds.
I jumped out of bed. Go get that carefully kept paper.
Then I'll try to fold it up.
It's in the standard fold. Paper airplane making. I put it on the table. Lined up with the blue plane.
Haruka gave it today. Her white outfit and her blue outfit. I suddenly thought,
they look so much like the two of us today.
Lesson 3. The truth about financial success.
How to read from yen. The next day is August 17th. We met on schedule.
Haruka appears again in a white shirt and dress.
I'm a stupid girl.
But also look out. Today's shirt is different from yesterday's.
It's got pink lace around its neck. It's a little out of fashion for the dining style. Some are aware of other girls of the same age. But from the very beginning, she dated Haruka. It was completely different from normal girls. Same age, but rich. I'm still happily looking forward to the stories that B.A.
Haruka taught her only.
That day's story started at the hamburger shop. 2 kids.
I ordered a cheeseburger and a Coke.
And Haruka ordered his orange juice all the time. What did I suddenly ask?
You ordered orange juice. When you paid for the goods, you politely said, "Thank you very much." You always say that. That's right, you feel weird.
The store staff seemed startled. People always respond 1 times 0.
I also thank you very much for what you have.
I'm already profiting.
Usually people say a big thank you. I haven't, but I have twice.
Especially the second time. It's a thank you that comes from the bottom. It's really weird.
This is also considered a benefit. I just opened a hamburger format wrapper and said, "I wasn't like that the other day." My dad taught me that. Haruka held the straw, and the orange juice cup just said,
How to read that word?
Haruka pointed to the cashier. "I don't know what she's trying to tell you. I don't know where you're just going."
You want to teach me how to read? Next to the word hamburger format.
Right next to the word hamburger format, 180 yen.
That's it.
I don't know, Haruka.
What are you talking about? But from what I learned yesterday, I have a feeling that today, she's going to teach me something too.
That's great. It makes my heart want to jump. Not 180 yen SAO. That's right. I've been taught the real evil way of that word. Well, what is it? Like I've decided what to do. She took out of her pocket a piece of handmade paper.
Like yesterday. This time it's yellow.
Then, write a line on the white paper behind it. Then show me. The paper reads as follows. 180 words of thanks.
The true reading of the word "why" is thank you.
That's how it says thank you.
I was once again dumbfounded and didn't understand.
Haruka sipped her orange juice and laughed. Continue the story.
The seducer.
I brought this cheeseburger to Zusuk. If I did that, you'd say thank you.
Yes, of course.
So if I give Jesus a new car,
Shiny.
then you will thank me too. Like I gave you a hamburger. There's no such thing.
If so, your thanks will have to change in quality and quantity. Can you see a 180-pound hamburger? Thank you.
But if you say the car,
Goodbye. See you next time. Wishing you a day full of health and success.